Hey everybody, welcome to another Tuesday night chat. There's just a bunch of guys here. Sorry, Rosie's doing some I think she's doing some traveling in August, she told me, and she said she wasn't going to be here for probably most of the month. So you'll just have to put up with our ugly mugs. And I can to get a decent panel together. I mean, I can't promise I'll get an intelligent panel together that can talk about anything serious other than shooting guns, but I'll do what I can. So in the meantime, you'll have to put up with us. So here we go, and I'm gonna go down the line, let everybody do an intro if they'd like to. If not, just say hey, and we'll go on to the next. And I'm gonna start with SoCal. Go right ahead, brother.
Hey, TR, thanks for having me on your chat. Hope Rosie's having a good time on vacation, I guess. And just a quick reminder, go check out all the fundraisers for CMAX, please. And I think Coda Boy also is having a contest. You got a couple more days to enter that. And done.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. And the Crazy Scotsman, go right ahead, brother.
Hey, y'all. Appreciate you having me on TR. I really don't have a whole lot. SoCal went and said about CMAX, so he already covered that, so we're good there. That's all I got.
All right. Is your six covered? Go right ahead, man.
All right. I was going to say CMAX too, but you guys already did that. So definitely go over there and check that out. I do have a brand new giveaway that is coming out, and I think it should be out and live now. So if you get a chance and you guys want to win some awesome camouflage by Gulch Gear, check it out. Do a VR and maybe you'll win. Other than that, I've been doing some videos and I'm having a good time. So you guys, glad to see you all out there in the external as always, and let's get started.
All right. Blue 823, would you like to say anything?
No, just the typical thanks for the invite as always. This will be my last Tuesday for a month or so. And then I'll still be around Sundays for the most part. But so let's just get this thing started and see where it goes.
All right. Okay. I've been working the last couple of days, so I mean I've caught some headlines. I'm a little bit out of touch as far as politics. I mean, like I said, I've seen some headlines, but not necessarily read into things. So, is there anything on you guys' minds that you want to talk about or discuss, or just say something about? I don't know.
Why is it that we're so willing to waste money on these fucking lawsuits against Trump, these investigations against Trump, and just not go with it? I mean, why did we always have to have this extra poker sitting over here whenever, what was it, the stock market closed at the highest ever today, I think it was, or the highest in years? And instead of, you know, hey, look what's going on with the economy, look what's going on here, it's always got to be stupid shit.
That's mainstream media, man. That's what we get. How exciting would news be like, hey, look, everything's great. Stock market's up. Everybody's making money. Jobs are going up. You know, taxes are going down. Everything's going to be settled. I guess you can go switch to a new program now because the news is over. It's their job to make people miserable.
Yeah, I seen whatever the is it. I don't know what the job is. The one that Spencer quit, and now they got a Huckabee doing it, the lady. And she read off the stats, and like the last month they spent, it was minutes on some part of the economy, a few minutes on jobs, a few minutes on healthcare, even. I mean, you know, 40 minutes on healthcare for the month. 357 minutes on Russia and the election. It's like, what the hell? You know? And I agree. But I was like, they keep Russia. You know, it's like that. I mean, especially if you've seen the leaked videos from that CNN executive or whatever, where he's like, yeah, well, that gets ratings, so that's what we do. You ain't got shit to do with the news. And I know the guys that I work with, we're still like, well, let's just say Russia did hack the DNC and released these emails. All they did was show the DNC didn't deny none of it. It all happened. They're crooked as shit. So are the Republicans. We know that. But I don't think that turned the election. It might have changed a few minds, but pretty much it's just like, hey, this is our shit. And it got leaked out. I still think it just got leaked out. I don't think Russia had shit to do with it. How they're even tying it to Russians, I don't get. They hadn't proved, there's no evidence that Russia did it. They just keep regurgitating it over and over and over.
Just because they got nothing better to do.
Let's just say the Russians did it. The Russians, they hacked into the DNC and put this information out that the DNC was sharing with each other. They didn't make up anything. No Russians changed any election results. They didn't go into the voting booths. They didn't hack the damn election machines. This is for a brief fairy tale moment. Yeah, the Russians are the ones that leaked this info, where the DNC is admitting how fucking dirty and crooked and shitty they are. Okay, so the public got the actual truth. It may have changed some people's minds once they learned the truth. How is that rigging an election?
Mm-hmm. Well, don't they still have Snowden over there?
I don't think he's in Russia anymore, but I could be wrong.
I think they moved him, but I'm not sure where.
Yeah.
That's one movie that just hit like Showtime or HBO or something. I'm actually interested to sit down and actually watch that movie, and that doesn't happen very often.
My guess is anything Snowden knew or knows, Russia would be like, okay, tell us something we don't know. That's just my guess, you know.
Do you think we'll let Snowden back in?
No.
Do you think Trump will give him immunity? Or not immunity, what's that called?
Pardon.
Pardon, yeah.
No, I don't think he will.
I don't think
he should.
He should.
I think he should, but I would think that he's made too many enemies, even with a pardon. If I was him, I would be scared to come back. But it's not like the people he pissed off couldn't reach him wherever he's at.
Right.
I don't really think they give a shit, to be honest with you. Because everything I heard from Snowden is like, well, yeah, we were talking about that 5, 7, 8 years ago. Oh, the NSA's, tapping your phone line. Well, so I kind of already knew that.
How many people don't think that, if they're on a phone, I don't care if it's a cell phone, a landline, a satellite phone, if you're a person of interest, the government's listening. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we don't have anything to worry about here. I mean, we're not that interesting, but I've always been told that if you start using keywords like bombs, nukes, terrorism, DC, stuff like that, that little computer algorithms somehow catch that and then go back and record like the entire conversation, and then they review it. I don't know how true that is, but
that's pretty true. I know that from a fact from some military people that are friends of mine.
Hell, back in the 80s, they was doing that shit. Talking analog stuff. But you had to say keywords. say keywords, all of a sudden, boom, the conversation would start being recorded. And it wasn't even a secret. It was just kind of known. I mean, it was, you know, you'd see a little story here and there about it. You know, they kind of kept it. It wasn't blatantly letting you know that, but, you know, I mean, it was out there, you know, and their defense was, well, it's not like we're recording every conversation. It's just we only record the ones where keywords were said, you know, just to, hey, is something going on here or whatever. And even our conversations now with what do they call it? Mega data or metadata? I forget which one. It's not like somebody's actually listening to every conversation. They're just fucking banking and recording all of it. So they can go back to it, from what I understand. Now, you know, I'm just going on what I understand. So they can go back to it and say, you know, once you become a suspect, they can go back and listen and see all your texts, all your conversations, and then use that against you, you know, or at least use it to decide whether they're going to take you out or not.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of stuff to actually keep track of, but you know, they have technology now that makes backing things up like that really small. It's called, like, I don't know if anybody's familiar with deduplication, but it's basically if you have a stream of ones and zeros that make up a file, whatever it might be, and you know, say you have several other files that you're trying to back up, but there's a lot of consistencies with the file structure, the ones and zeros, they'll just toss them. They'll only keep one copy of a certain bit stream, and they can just add and subtract. They keep more of a database of like where all these piles of ones and zeros are. And so it makes, instead of saving 5 gigabytes of data, you might be able to squash that down into, you know, maybe like 200 megs, just because you have all the ones and zeros that you need to make up 5 gigabytes. You just have to reassemble it. So it takes up a shitload less space, and they can keep a lot more stuff. And then you can go ahead and even compact that to even smaller using compression and stuff. It's very exciting. Let me tell you, this is my life.
Boring.
Do you do like any of the forensic stuff? Because I've been told, and I've seen it happen on a few occasions. Like, let's say, like child porn ring or something like that. They'll grab the person's laptop, and the person wiped the laptop, but yet they can go back in and it's all still there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Usually when somebody wipes their computer, they just reformat the hard drive. But all that does really is it deletes the table of contents, so to speak, on the root of the platter. You can just go back in, and without the table of contents, you can just copy the contents to something else, and it's like he never even deleted it. So, but no, I don't do the most forensic stuff. I do is seeing if people are fucking up at work, you know, surfing the net, looking for porn, or if somebody gets a suspicious email, I'll kind of do some, you know, tracing on it, or yeah, it doesn't go back to cool stuff like that. But I would give my left nut to go do something like that for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. That'd be awesome. I would enjoy the hell out of that.
You need to start looking into that for a retirement plan.
Exactly. Working for the government.
Getting paid about a third or less. Damn government jobs.
I don't know. I have my best friend that I've known since I was like a freshman in high school. He's a school teacher, man. That guy makes bank. He makes almost $100,000 a year teaching friggin' English to high school students. And he's going to be up for retirement now in like literally 3 or 4 years. And he's been doing it since he was about 25, 26, something like that. Bastard.
Nice.
Good to go to life.
I ordered my blue Kool-Aid today.
Yeah, boy. What'd you get, a 550 or a 650?
A 650.
All right. Are we allowed to talk about reloaders yet, TR?
What time is it? No, I was excited though.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I do want to do a video. I have Friday off finally this week, and I need to do a bunch of videos for people, contest entries and whatnot. But one of the videos I want to do is just a basic setup of the 650. I know there's 100 different videos out there already on just the same thing I'm going to do, but I'm going to be talking to people like you, Rick, and I know Coda Boy is going to be getting one. So, yeah.
I made those today.
Woohoo! You'll be able to make them again when you get your new doing in about 20 minutes, maybe less.
Exactly. Exactly. Trying out some recipes. We'll talk about it later. I will probably be leaving early tonight. I got to fly out in the morning, so.
Yeah, the 650 is a pretty sweet press. I mean, I hadn't used one, but just looking and seeing other people reload with them and stuff, and yeah, I mean, buy that little bit of extra money, you got it, and it's not that big a deal. Yeah, go for it. I just want economy with the 550,
and it works great.
Yeah, it's still a killer press.
I need to, I already had the 550. Because I bought it just for 223, actually, and then I wanted to start doing 45 long colt, and it was just cheaper to do a caliber conversion on the 550 than it was the square deal B. So I was like, well, I'll just use the 550. It's there.
Did you order the cool handle for it, Rick?
Nope.
No.
I tried to go as cheap as I could go with two calibers. I needed 40 and 223, and that's with the whole nother head and stuff is $1,000.
Yeah, it comes with one for free, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have to buy the dies though.
Well, if you already got the dies, you can use whatever kind of dies.
No, it comes with one for free. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. You do have to buy the dies, but if you tell them what dies you or how you want it set up, it comes with the shell plate, the right primer, disc, and all the rest of the stuff that you need in order to load that particular caliber.
Yeah, and then I bought an extra shell plate.
So you had to use Dillon dies with a 650?
No. The thing that's specific is the shell plate, the bottom thing that turns.
Yeah.
So and there's some other little random parts here and there that are particular for depending on what caliber or the length of the case, pistol length or rifle length or whatever.
And then you got to have like if you bought a box of RCBS dies, you'd still need a powder funnel one.
It should come with one.
No, I ordered it, but like if you just had a set of dies and another tool head, you would need a funnel. I mean, unless you want to swap that one back and forth.
The powder drop.
Yeah, you're talking about the powder dispenser thingy mabobber. The word for it, hopper. That's the word I'm looking for.
The Chingus.
The hopper. Not to be confused with the Jeremy.
That's right.
They just call it a powder die.
So yeah, with shipping and everything, it was right at $1,000. I think it was $1,100.
So you got the case feeder then too, sounds like.
Yeah. How about that? The strong mount. Only thing I should have got that I didn't get, I'll have to get later, is the powder checker.
There's actually two of them that you can get. One of them you replace for the cap on the hopper that tells you when your hopper's running low, because you don't really want the hopper to run down to bare minimums because it kind of screws up the measuring of the powder.
You're talking about the powder one? This one?
That one. Never mind then. It looks like you got one.
This is the powder alarm.
Yeah. But then there's the case charge alarm that you're talking about.
I need the charge alarm one is what I'm talking about.
That one's...
I figured I can always get stuff later.
Yeah, you don't need it to start.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it.
Okay, are any of you familiar with reloading 357 SIG?
No, but I'd like to.
Well, Rich had a question. He asked if you had to trim the cases on 357 SIG. Being that it is a bottleneck cartridge, even though it's a pistol cartridge, I would say yes.
Yeah, and Les is out there. He says the same thing, and I would concur because it stretches from the shoulder up.
Bottlenecks.
The shoulder changes. The shoulder changes location every time you resize it, and it ends up extruding the neck or making it longer. So, yeah.
I was trying to think of it as Stillen. What the hell's he at? Stillen Logs. He just bought a new. I don't know who makes it. He was showing me. I saw it on Instagram, but it's basically all the tools attached to some magic gizmo gadget for like cleaning the. I've been using this, man. I swear I'm gonna have carpal tunnel syndrome if I gotta freaking clean another another round.
I know Hornady, RCBS, and a bunch of other different companies. Lee, I think, makes one too. Those little machines that it's just got like a little motor inside, and you can attach the different little bits to it. I think they're only like $50. It's a great investment. But
you have the case trimmer on your 1050, don't you?
No, when I got that case trimmer, Dylan didn't make a shallow depth tool head for the 1050 for a case trimmer. The problem with those tool heads, they're almost a full inch thick. Well, so are the hockey pokes for the 650 and the 550.
Yeah.
But they're cut out so that a portion of them is only like maybe 3/8 of an inch thick. The problem is when you screw the die into it, the die doesn't stick down far enough because of the way the case trimmer sticks up. So that's actually why I ended up getting another 650, was because it wasn't available on the 1050. Had it been available like it is now, I probably wouldn't have ever bought another one after giving mine away. So yeah.
But so you do have one of those machines. It doesn't clean the inside and the outside of the case though, right?
No, it's strictly for cutting the case to size.
So you're just hoping, so you're using a boat tail is definitely the way to go.
They're easier to set on the case, but it doesn't really matter. Well, you can use whatever.
Because I got the hand crank one by Hornady, but it leaves a lot of material like just sitting there.
Just like
where you really got to go in and clean it.
It sounds like it's dull. Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. I mean, I don't know. I know with the case trimmer I have, when I'm turning 556 into 300 blackout, I have to kind of double stroke the machine to knock off a lot of the burrs that it leaves. As you run it up there first, it resizes it and cuts it, but it cuts off a shitload of material. So when you're done with that, if you just were to let it fall into the bin, it would leave like a really jagged kind of nasty edge, and sometimes like a little hunk of brass.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
But if you run it one more time, it resizes the case again just a little bit, lengthens it, and then makes a nice clean cut, and it's literally a perfect angle, which is not exactly great. But you take them from there, throw them in the tumbler for an hour or two, and it knocks a lot of the sharp edges down, and then they're ready to go. But that's very specific to 300 blackout.
Yeah.
Or at least that situation.
Cool. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, I just got one of those cheap little, well, I got a couple of different ways. I got the little hand crank Lyman, but I also have the Lee it comes with a die and everything. And I just set it up on a single stage press. Say when I'm trimming 223, and you get it all set up certain depth and all that, and you run it up, and it's got like a cordless screwdriver running the cutter. You know, so it works pretty good.
Yeah, Pop's Quest uses one. Did I say Questuses? Shit, I'm going into Lance land here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, Pop's Quest uses something like that. He uses those. You can buy the bits that are caliber specific. It's like I bought one for 300 blackout, and it's miserable to use, but it's just something you stick the bullet in, or not the bullet, the case in, and then run the drill, and it cuts it to size, whatever. But yeah, the setup I have now, I'm very happy with.
Now you just got to go out and shoot more, buddy.
Yeah, if I only had time. Can anybody buy me some time? Anybody out there? I'm going to have a contest. Who can get me some time? You can give me some time, you win.
That'd be awesome.
Well, Rob talked about it. Pop's Quest talked about it. I think it was in the video.
What? I
think, anyway. He talked about how it wasn't that he really enjoyed reloading. He just done it so he could shoot more, shoot less, you know, for less, and blah blah blah. And I agree with that 100%. I mean, I've been reloading for 20 plus years. I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. Don't get me wrong, especially at the beginning, I really enjoyed it. But that's why I got a 550 and a square deal B, so I don't have to spend as much time pulling the handle. You know, I can do anything single stage, but I don't really enjoy reloading that much. I do it so I can shoot more. So if I can cut my time down sitting at the bench, reloading ammo, the quicker I can get that over with, I got more ammo, you know, cheaper, you know, a little self-satisfaction. It's your own stuff and all that. But I mean, even casting bullets, I didn't get into it because I thought it'd be fun. I got into it because I thought I could shoot more for the same money, period. And that's just, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm a hoarder. It's funny because I just did 150 rounds, 152 to be exact. I don't know why I ended up with 2 extra, but I used that the Lee turret press, thinking, oh, this thing's going to be a lot faster than the single stage, and it was definitely easier and better, but it's still such a pain in the ass. But I wanted to go through that pain because I knew this 650 showing up. It was a pain in the ass for just 150 rounds of rifle.
Yeah, first thing you need to do with that thing, and this is something OBX taught me, and you met him at the farm, take a 45 case and set it on your primer warning alarm. Oh, I think you already know that trick. Do you?
I got one right here.
Yeah, perfect. That's like the best ever.
And it looks cool.
Helps them feed better.
Oh, does it help them feed better? I put one on there because I thought it was cool. and for the weight. And for the weight.
Oh, yeah, because it helps them feed better.
Yeah, see?
The only thing I don't like about the 650 is if you have an issue with a case, you know, maybe it crushes or, you know, something happens and you have to stop the machine, it still spits the primer out. And there's like this little ramp right underneath where the primer wheel is. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you get your machine. But that there's no way to not engage that little wheel. So on the 1050, it's a little different because it's got a bar that slides underneath the primer magazine. So if it doesn't take the primer, it just goes back underneath the primer magazine. But on the 650, it's just a wheel that spins around in a circle. And if the primer doesn't go up into the case, it just rides the circle around. It dumps itself onto a little ramp thing. First thing you need to do is on that ramp, wrap it in duct tape so it like prevents the primer from falling out and slipping onto the floor, and then it's just a waste of primers. So yeah, build a little moat.
It sounds like the
on that
1050
slide.
more like the Deal Square B, where it just goes in and out when it's used.
Yeah.
So every time you crank the handle, it's going to spit a primer around. Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yep. But that's like the only thing wrong with it, literally, and that's really not a huge deal.
Yeah. All I know is I'll be able to do rifle rounds now.
I was looking at the 650, but I'm actually kind of thinking the 550C now, because I was looking at that earlier, and it doesn't have the same issue as the 650 like you were just talking about.
Get it, and we'll do a race. It'll be fun. We'll do like 10 rounds.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live, 10-round race. First one to hit the.
Can I get out on that?
Wins.
Can I get out on that? Yeah.
Well, for
Actually,
me, I mean, 550. I won't say the biggest difference, but one of the main differences is the 550 doesn't auto index, but you know, I don't have a bullet feeder, a case feeder, and all that shit. You know, I'm still putting an empty case over here, a bullet over here. So I'm looking down in the cases already. I see the powder if I'm paying attention, which a powder check die is not that big a deal. You know, RCBS makes one, and I'm sure other companies do too. But when I go to put the bullet on, which I hadn't used that 550 that much, I really haven't. But when I go to put the bullet on, I just, with my thumb, I just, you know, flip it, boom, set a bullet, pull the handle. I mean, yeah, there's a split second you could save by not having to do that, but I'm not trying to put out, you know, 3,000 rounds a day. I might load up 500 rounds, you know, spend an hour and a half. Hell, we'll just say 2 hours. I take my time. I got the radio cranked up, and, you know, 2 hours, boom, there's 500 rounds. Yeah. And that would be really taking your time.
Now, but you're going through and you're trimming all those and doing all that stuff too.
Well, no, if I was doing 223, yeah, but yeah. I have never in my life trimmed a pistol case.
No, me either.
I got 45s. I eventually will quit using the case when the primer pocket is so enlarged for being used so many times that the primer won't stick in it. You pick the case up and the primer fall out of it. And so, okay, that case is done. And you toss it. I've only loaded it, I don't know how many times over the past 10 years, but it's finally gave up. But 223, you trim it below specs and you can load it a couple of times without having to.
I actually did that. I did a couple thousandths below what the Go Gauge said, just so I don't have to dick with it next time.
If you look at the forums, that's a pretty common thing. You know, it's like, okay, here's the minimum, here's the maximum. Go ahead and go a few thousandths below the minimum, and then, you know, you can skip worrying about trimming it for a time or two.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that would be a big deal right there.
Nah, I've done it. I ain't saying like 30 thousandths. I'm just saying, you know, a little bit, maybe 10 at the most. 10 thousandths is not much.
Old Combs, he's working on some overtime to get a machine. He needs that out in the prepper village.
Yeah, Dylan should be fucking paying.
Right now, I seriously 550 just to do 223, and it just ain't worth my damn time, even with the 550. Well, plus I lose brass. No matter what I do, I lose brass. And I'm only saving pennies per round. Whereas 45, 9mm, 45 long Colt, I mean, I save a significant amount. Maybe if you're loading 30-30 or 30-06, something you're not, you know, loading in bulk, you can save a lot of money. But
smoke detector.
Yeah, it might have been. Probably the battery's about dead.
Don't worry about it. It'll wake you up again tonight and go full wood on you.
I replaced 4 batteries today.
I guarantee there's a smoke detector about right there. That's what that was. threw me off of. But yeah, 223 right now. I mean, and I shoot Tula or Wolf, so I'm not real particular about 223, and it just ain't really worth my effort. If it wasn't for all the trimming and losing brass, and I could still justify it. It just, man, you buy that shit pretty damn cheap right now. It just ain't. I'll do my pistol and be happy with that right now. But I got the stuff. I got stuff to do at least 3,000 rounds of 223. I got all the brass, powder, bullets, all that sitting in there. It's just there. I'm like, fuck, order this shit online and get 1,000 rounds for $200.
I'm actually trying out that Lessier Ballet or Ballet primers because I paid hardly anything for them. So I want to see how these work. You know what I'm talking about? Have you used those?
I know the ones you're talking about. I've had a lot of customers say they're pretty good. I've only ever used CCI though.
Yeah, see, and these are half the cost of CCIs. And I was at the gun show last year and looking for CCIs actually, and they didn't have any. And there was a ton of people buying these, and I'm like, hey, how do those work? They work pretty good. And he's like, man, I've been using these for years, and they work great. He did say that it's kind of more square. The walls are square than they are in the CCI, so they're a little bit harder to get in a primer pocket if it's, not perfect.
I will bring up one thing about 223 when you reload those. I'm pretty sure I'm right here. You're actually supposed to use CCI. I think it's number 41. I think. I could be wrong.
41.
It has it's a much harder primer to set off. And I've never had a problem, but I don't think he's out there now. But Tool Monkey, I helped get him set up in reloading. And if you just use a regular small rifle primer, you can get a slam fire out of AR-15. He did it in his living room.
Oh my God! I use just regular Winchester.
He just got into reloading, and with the things with having to trim and resize and all that, he'd had a few that didn't want to, chamber right. So after he reloaded them, he was just going through and just racking them through his AR-15, and one went off when he slammed the chamber down. It fucking went off. Boom. Bounced off his damn slab floor, went through the wall.
Damn.
And if you have anybody that has AR-15, especially if you reload and you use regular primers, just chamber a few rounds, just rack them through, and then look at the case. You'll see the dimple in the primer from the firing pin because it's a floating firing pin. That firing pin will smack that fucking primer every time.
Tool Monkey said he killed the carpet. So
that sounds like a cool feature to me.
I kind of like that.
It's not a bad thing. Just know when you rack the first round, it's going to empty the magazine.
You ready for full auto?
Yeah, this is something. I mean, and it's probably so rare it don't hardly ever happen. It's never happened with me, but I do know it can happen. And looking at my cases, if I, like I say, if I just stick at my, it may have a hard enough primer not to show up. But a reloaded, if you just use regular small rifle primers, you'll see a dimple in it if you just unchamber around.
So is it gonna say that on there? It'll say small primer, and then it'll say what, 41 or what did you say?
Hang on, let's see if I still got a box. I don't know if I got any or not. I'll be right back.
Cause like I got some large pistol, large rifle. These are Winchester though. But yeah, I've never seen the boxes of that shit before.
Yeah, we sell a lot of them, but I've never bought any myself. I always just stuck with CCI.
But he said it was CCI.
Yeah, this is what you're actually supposed to use for 223 with AR-15.
Ah.
Be a white box specifically for 5.56 ammo.
And 223, obviously.
Yeah, 223, obviously. But anyway, that's what you're actually supposed to be using to load AR-15 ammo, or 223, 5.56 for a AR-15 because of the floating firing pin.
Whoops.
Like I said, I've never had one go off, but if anybody out there's got an AR-15 and you've reloaded ammo, yeah.
Is the price the same?
I don't know. I see Les says they're not $30 anymore because that's what I paid for that. I think I bought this when it was still, shit was kind of scarce.
They want $80 now for that shit.
80? Oh, what?
Fuck that. I'd rather shoot the carpet.
He's saying that's at a gun show, though. Gun shows are always more expensive.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that.
No 80, he said.
But just chamber around and then dump it out and look at it. You'll see the dimple. It's a small dimple, but anything can happen if you got the firing pin slamming into the damn. When you just chamber around an AR-15, the firing pin is going to pop the fucking primer. Period. Yep, the Matto 674 said he's had a slam fire in a AR-15. There you go.
That's good to know.
Good to know info. That's why the people tune in. We're trying to share good information. Don't ever point your damn AR-15 at somebody and chamber around because it might fucking go off.
And don't shoot steel with a rifle 10 feet away.
Yeah, 15 foot away. Don't shoot steel with AR-15 either. That's it. It was an educational video. That's why I put it out there.
Saint says he's building a 3-gun AR. Actually, he's probably just talking shit. Love you, buddy. There's Shane. What's up, Shane?
Again, talking about somebody had a bunch of some loose rounds in his pocket and one of them fired. Damn, what was he shooting? 50 cal? So shipped the shit out of him.
Any of you guys had any issues with Midway USA lately? I've had a lot of issues with them. They're shipping. They're just taking forever.
No, I haven't bought anything.
I hadn't bought anything from Midway in a while.
I ordered some pins for my Smith. That's been 3 weeks already.
How long did your grips take to get TR?
It wasn't long. I mean, it was fairly normal, few days.
Well, that reminds me, I got to pay Bad Billy. He got me some of those HD glasses.
I know everybody talks about, what is it, the Vepper grips or V grips or something. Everybody's really big on those. What is it?
VZ.
DZ? Okay, yeah.
Oh, D is in David? Or V is in Victor?
I think it's V.
Scotsman.
Yeah.
D is in David or V is in Victor?
V is in Victor.
Copy.
The ones that you can find on Amazon are not VZ. I forget the name offhand, but they're not VZ. But they're like $55.
Yeah, I paid $56 for mine, and they're the ones off Amazon, and they're only I got Prime, so mine were here in 2 days. So, but Just as good a quality, great feel, no issues.
Yeah, the VZs are in the 70s for what at least one I look anyway. I'm not down in VZ grips at all, but those ones I got from Amazon, they worked fine for me. And they was about $55. Just took a couple of days. I mean, just normal shipping.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out a pair. The avatar with the playing card is SoCal. WTF SoCal. He must be eating dinner or using the crapper or something. Right, Blue?
Yeah, I'm kind of here. God, I'm so fucking tired.
So you change shifts coming up soon?
Yeah, the end of this week.
And then you go to what, daytime or nighttime?
Yeah, nights.
Nights. That's when all the action is, man.
You'd think after being there for so many years, you'd get to choose what fucking shift you want, but
yeah. Remember to change your batteries in your flashlights. You're gonna need them now.
yeah, really. And actually, TR was talking about the getting hit in the arm. I just ran some guys through the rifle course for the 3-round burst and the full auto that we have. And the range that we have has this one, it's a thin ass metal plate and it's got holes riddled through it. We're, I don't know, probably 25 yards back or something like that. I fucking hit, I put the 3-round burst on that metal plate. And just as I'm about ready to hit the trigger, I start fucking snickering. I'm like, I'm gonna end up just like fucking TR. It wasn't me that ended up like TR. One of the little tiny fragments came back, hit another guy in the side of the head, and he's like, "You motherfucker!" It was like, yeah, it was a free swinging, thin metal plate that AR should have went right through it, and it didn't. Not completely.
Oh, you were shooting mild steel?
What's that?
Were you shooting mild steel?
I don't know. It's not my course. I don't know what, but it's super thin, and you can tell that people have been popping holes through it with ARs. So I mean, it definitely wasn't thick. I mean, it was thin.
What, the metal plates I've shot that like just soft steel, and I've shot with a rifle at distance, or other than that one time. But anyway, from what I can tell, if you shoot a thin metal plate or a soft metal plate with a rifle, something that'll actually go through, it's like the lead goes through, but the copper jacket gets shed off of it. So I could see like it popping a hole through it, copper jacket maybe bouncing off the plate and going back towards you.
That's probably what it was. I mean, it's been years ago, but whenever we first got the 10mm's, Christ, that's been 8-9 years ago now. I was at a buddy's house and we just had, just a couple targets. We're just shooting back and forth, shooting. And he had this metal fucking chicken. And he's like, whatever you do, don't shoot the metal chicken, because it was on like a swing bar. Like you hit it and it's, it's supposed to kind of swing a little bit to deflect the bullet. And he didn't expand on it. He just said, don't shoot the chicken. So of course, I'm not paying attention, and I pull up and I shoot the fucking chicken. Well, here it had seized closed because it was out in the weather, so it wasn't moving at all. That fucking fragment came back, and as I'm holding, came back, hit me right in the goddamn fingers. I had like two parts of the jacket go in both my fingers. You talk about hurt like a bitch. I mean, because you think about it, like between your knuckle and your, I don't know, whatever knuckle and other joints, there's not a lot of flesh between the bone there and the skin. That shit went in, and whenever it first went in, I thought I had a whole fucking bullet in my finger, because the way the jacket went in, it's like kind of jagged, and it's like a serrated knife. It kind of went in and it pulled the skin up out. We could not get that shit out for nothing. Finally we got it, but it was just, yeah, I'm pretty much done shooting metal unless I'm way away.
Yeah, you have to pay for it if you get too close. Right, TR?
Yeah, it can be dangerous if you're too close, no doubt. You want a little distance.
I haven't missed that video yet, have I? The extraction?
Nah, you hadn't missed it. The scabs actually, where it actually hit, is healing up really nice. But over here, I got a swelling, and there was not an impact right here. So either it went in and a piece of lead or something shot underneath the skin over here, or it's a bone fragment, because your bone's like right there.
What's that little white
I don't know
dot?
what it is.
Is that pus?
No, it's just dry skin where it's swelling up and causing the skin to kind of die off or whatever.
That's where you want to cut it.
Would you hurry the fuck up and make that video before you lose your arm?
I thought he was doing it live.
He's going to do it tonight. Just relax.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. There's other chat the other night. Yeah, cut it. Do it. You know, and my buddy Tool Monkey was out there watching. He's like, he's home alone. Don't do it. Nobody's got no backup, no nothing. Don't do it. Now, I'm going to actually let him do it. I'm going to wait another week or so and see what happens with it. And he's got, you know, shit to numb it up and all that stuff. And let him numb it up and just do some exploratory surgery on it.
Can you feel anything right there? Like a piece of something in there?
Yeah, it's sore as hell is what it is. I mean, it don't really hurt. I can just feel it.
You know, but can you feel a piece of something in there?
No. But for some reason, this little spot right here, I know it's not going to show up, but it's swelled up and it's red. Where the actual impact was, it's healing up fine. It's evening out, no problem. But then over here, about half an inch, I got this swelling and it's sore as hell.
I'm going to be pissed if you lose your arm from the elbow down before you do this video.
No, I don't think so.
They say to use a metal detector. See if there's any metal in there.
Yeah, I got one. I need to try that.
Or you can just take a giant magnet, stick it to your arm, and see if it falls out. You know, pulls it all the way out.
That'd be cool.
Well, it shouldn't be any steel. It might be lead, or it might be copper, or it might be a bone fragment.
It's not turning green, so that's
yeah. That's what Tool Monkey out there. He's like, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You know, my elbow's sore, but I'm good. No tingling. No, I'm not nauseous. I don't think I have lead poisoning."
But the wound kind of smells like rotten cheese. I'm not sure what that's about.
I keep squeezing out this big white goopy stuff, but I'm not really sure.
He said his brother watched the video and was like, he didn't even stop videoing. And my buddy's like, yeah, he ain't no pussy.
Just keep moving along.
I got this shit on video. Look here, I just shot my fucking self.
Yeah, you're going for the views, baby. That's when I cut my fingertip halfway off. I was like opening it up and showing everybody all the meat. Just give them a little love, you know?
It's like, shit, we YouTubers, you don't fucking stop filming just because somebody got their foot blown off. What the hell?
That's right.
That's where the big change comes in. You're like making 50 cents.
That's right. Big money. Big money. SoCal's eating. We're talking about pus coming out of arms. I love it.
Fuck yeah, the comment about the cheese was the best right there. I'm having a taco, and cheese and tacos are fucking awesome. So
let's see what it looks like.
Cheese.
It's exactly what it's going to look like right there. Big taco Sunday right there. Uh-oh. Cujo's barking. Huh.
Oh, I did want to mention, I was hoping Parlusk was going to join in. The other day, went up to the mailbox. Boom. He went ahead and sent one. And I was worried because the shotgun that I was going to put it in, it's not listed on his little card of approved devices. I ended up putting it in a Remington 1200. It's an old ass shotgun. But it fit. Everything worked all right. The only I'm going to put the video up after this chat. The only weird thing is, I don't know if you guys had this, but I went from being able to hold 5 to 4. All the tube will hold now. It did hold 5 with the factory. I put the go gauge in, which is weird because it's way smaller than the factory, and I lost one round by like that much. It wouldn't go into the tube. Where the hell's my follower?
So it didn't fit?
It fit just fine. The follower fit, everything worked. But this is the follower that I took out of it. And I really thought that it was going to definitely have enough space because, you know, that the go gauge, I mean, it's only to about here. I mean, where it starts tapering off. I was like, that's going to work fine. But whenever I put the go gauge in, it cut it back just enough to where, like, the brass part of a 2 3/4 inch shell, it won't go into the tube. And I took it apart like 3 times trying to make sure that the spring was in the follower okay and it wasn't doing anything weird. But
so it would hold one less round because the spring's not going in enough. Is that what you're saying? That's
pretty much what I'm thinking. I think that the spring just won't go into the go gauge follower just right. So it's I lost a round.
Did it look exactly like this?
That's exactly what it looked like, except on the back.
I gotta do a VR on this yet. I haven't even opened it.
That's the only difference. That's what.
Oh, that's cool. He loves you more.
Obviously,
it's that thing you guys got going.
You're a fire guy. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Fact is, I got to get back to it tomorrow.
I didn't lose any rounds with mine, but at the same time, this is the follower out of my Mossberg 500. I mean, it's pretty damn little already.
I think you could maybe change the spring out, Blue.
I probably could because I guarantee that 1200. It's an old ass gun. TR, you shot it down at Farmageddon. And I mean, if you remember, that is an old ass gun. I mean, that thing's probably at least 20 years old, and that's at least. But it's a what the hell? I have it wrote down. It's a Winchester 1200 12 gauge riot shotgun, and it's old. So I'm sure if I get a different spring, it might help.
Yeah, I'd check probably Brownells for that spring for as old as that gun is.
What'd you say? You said brown owls?
Brownells.
You should have more room if that follower is shorter, the go gauge one. You should have a little bit more room.
Well, I explained it a little bit in the video, but with the go gauge, let's just put this up here. Right, like I said, right where it starts tapering off, about here to here is about as big as the go gauge is, and that actually cuts the spring back about halfway through that, because whenever the spring goes into this follower, it goes the whole way up to that bevel or whatever you want to call it, where it tapers down. But with the go gauge, it's only allowed to go just about halfway up. And I think, and that's almost exactly how much of the shell I can't get into the tube before it won't accept it.
Wow.
But there again, I mean, it's like I said, you know, right off the get go. I mean, the gun wasn't listed on his approved guns that'll work. You know, just like the follower that came with it. It works. It's just I lost a shell.
Sounds ridiculous, but you probably get away with just cutting maybe a ring and a half of spring off of it, if you're into that.
I've cut springs all the time.
Yeah, and the replacement spring for it's probably like $20 or less, I would guess. So
there's a spring right there.
If you fuck it up real good, you can get another one.
Right.
Look at this piece of shit one. That's just orange plastic. That's not the Go Gauge one.
People like me should not be able to take guns apart. I remember the first time I took that gun apart when I first bought it to clean it up real good. I'm not like you guys are gun guys. I'm a gun guy as far as I know how to shoot them, but that's about it. I freaking took the end cap off that sucker, removed it. I'm looking at that little the other end cap that goes underneath the nut, and I'm like wiggling it. I'm like, well, this must be how I get the spring out. And I even said that this is how you get the spring out. And as soon as that came out of my mouth, that fucking thing shot across the room so fast. It was just like, you laugh at yourself for how dumb you are, because I mean, I literally said to myself, there's a spring back here. It's going to come out. And I'm just glad I found everything that, well, it was just that little end cap and the spring. But I did that the one time whenever I got that AR-15, I changed the back plate to a double sling, like so you can put the sling on either side. I've never had an AR-15. I mean, I literally had it for a week. Did no research. I started fucking taking off the castle nut to loosen shit up, and I'm doing all this dumb stuff you shouldn't do. And I fucking moved the plate just a little tiny bit, and it was like zing, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And it was like a little. I found it. I don't know how I found it, but it was a little fucking spring behind it. I'm like, why is there a spring back here? So then I started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, I'm not touching this gun until I watch a lot more, because there are springs hidden places that.
Hey, the keeper that's on the end, you know, you have the nut, and then the keeper you were talking about that was shot it off. Leave that off and try that Go Gauge with just the cap on it.
That's a good idea.
Because you don't need that on there anyways.
Okay.
Talking about shit flying off a gun. I know not everybody, but anybody that's took apart a 1911, just feel.
I was just going to say. I know where this is going.
1911, you know, you push down the, I call it a button. I know it's not technically a button, but anyway, it goes over the spring, the recoil spring, and you move the barrel bushing over. And one day I just slipped. Boom! That little fucking button, I call it. Boom! Hit the ceiling. Oh, fuck. Where the hell is that at now?
Oh, yeah. Those things go flying if you're not careful.
Yeah, and luckily I had an extra one. I was just like, I looked around, couldn't find it. I was fuck it. I got an extra one. I went and got an extra one, stuck it in there, and I was good to go. And it was like, I bet it was 2 months later. I happened to be in, because I was doing it in the living room, and I went to watch a DVD or some shit, or I don't know. Anyhow, I was walking through the living room, and it was standing straight up, sitting on top of my fireplace mantle. Not laying down, straight up. It was just like laying there. Like, I was like, well, you couldn't have done that in a fucking million years if you tried. There it is.
That's skills.
I tell you, the one gun I hate taking apart for springs is a Beretta 92. When you go to field strip it all the way down, and then you start getting into the slide, and you start taking the parts out of the slide to clean it. There's one tiny little spring. I mean, it is so freaking tiny. If you're not careful, that thing will go flying across the room and you'll never find it.
I remember the first SIG I ever bought, because the first gun I ever owned really was a Glock, and then I traded that in for a USP. And the USPs have always had captured recoil springs. So I wasn't like huge into guns in the 90s. I just kind of dabbled in them. And the first SIG I ever got, I was like, all right, first thing I always do when I get a gun is take it apart, because that's what guys do, right? So I took the slide off, and I, just tried to unclip the guide rod and the spring. That thing shot off into la la land because it's not retained at all. It took me hours to friggin' find it in the garage. It was just like, it went over there somewhere into the vast array of goodness.
It's like whenever you're taking out your contacts and you drop one and you think it fell straight down and you spend like, because I had gas permeable there for a long time. You spend hours looking for that fucking thing, and here it's stuck on your shirt right underneath your goddamn
Yeah, the spring I'm talking about is right here. It's right on the ejector. So once you get the slide off and you start taking it apart, there's a tiny, tiny little spring in here. And I swear, I've had it happen to me once. I'm flying across the freaking room, and you cannot find it. Probably took me 20 or 30 minutes to find the damn little spring.
Got a feel for Blue. He didn't even know what he was looking for.
Right?
Yeah.
Those safety detent springs for the selector.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, if you don't know what you're looking for, it's like, fuck, what is it I'm missing here?
Exactly.
And why is the safety so loose?
Was it my imagination? Something just flew by my head at 60 miles an hour? Or was there a part that actually came off? Yeah, you won't be the last one to ever have that happen to anybody. Start running a grid pattern.
Yep.
I always listen for the noise. That's why I like working on concrete. At least you can hear it, follow the bounce a little bit. You're like,
That's what I always hate about working on cars. You know, you drop, heck, be a socket, wrench, whatever. You get ding, 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 and you're listening for that thud when it hits the floor. And when you don't hear it, like,
yeah.
fuck. Mr. Who in the hell?
I'll tell you a funny story. It was back in like 2003, first canine dog I ever had. Literally just got out of the academy, came home. That was whenever I was married to the psycho. We go out, maybe or maybe not, had a few too many drinks, maybe or maybe not. Come home, walking through the yard, and the mouth starts fucking going. Again, may not have had some drinks, and I get pissed. I mean, I get fucking pissed. Right outside my garage to this side is a bunch of fucking woods. I fucking take my keys, and I fucking whip back, and I fucking throw my car keys, house keys, every fucking key I own into the fucking middle of the woods. It's one of those things. As soon as you release it, you're like, what the fuck did I just do? And I'm like, listen, I'm like, all right, well, I heard it land. I heard this. And I go out in the woods and I'm fucking looking. I can't fucking find it. I got a fucking police dog just trained to find fucking evidence. And it never crosses my mind until about 45 minutes later. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to go get the dog. So I grabbed the dog, brought him out, and I gave him the command to do the evidence search. He found them fucking keys in 10 seconds. I was like, you.
Good boy.
Yeah, good dog, man. That's fucking awesome. At least you had a dog.
I think though that I think the spring might be a little too small for detection.
You probably like sent him with like some kind of a gun oil. And I'm like, okay, go find the gun oil. It'd probably like end up all over your garage though. It's like some over there, some over there, some over there.
Yeah, exactly. He'd never leave the garage. Walk to the safe, be all, it's in here.
It's right there. I got it.
Give me a treat.
Now he's actually, I'll tell you what, he saved my ass a few times. Like I've been out on a call before and I've lost my cell phone. Like it's fallen out of my pocket or again, like work keys and stuff like that. It's like, fuck, I know I had them right here. And you go back and you're looking, you can't find them, get the dog out, 15 seconds, boom, there they are. It's like, yes.
That's amazing how good they can do that. I work with quite a few search dogs. Those ones are pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The cadaver dogs and then hound dogs or live or whatever you guys call them.
Cadaver dog work. I mean, they're so amazing that you could hide a body in a lake or something and submerge it, and they can still smell that dead body under the water. They're going across on a boat and they'll start alerting, and it's like, well, the body's down there somewhere, but that's awesome.
Hey, Blue, can you bring that dog over here? I misplaced a bag of like 10 Beretta FS92 magazines that I have no idea where the hell I put them. I put them somewhere safe is where I put them. Don't you hate when you do that? Mm-hmm. You'll think, okay, I'm going to get everything together. I'm going to put it in this bag and I'm going to put it right here because it's a perfect place for them right here. Like the next day, where in the hell did I put them?
Check your closet, upper left.
They're in the drywall, probably.
Yeah, I hate when I put somewhere in a really good, safe location where I'll know where to go find it because it never happens.
Ever. Ever.
You'll find it a couple of years later, though, when you don't really need it anymore because you already bought another one.
Well, I had to buy another one. It's like I can't even use the gun now because I fucking put like all the magazines for it in this really great location that I have no idea where it is now.
You just gotta have drawers.
I have so many drawers. I don't know what to do with them all. I also
fill them up with magazines.
I've got drawers and shelves and Tupperware and containers and closets. Crap all over the place.
These are just the what are these ones? Me trying out the Magpul Glock mags. Trying out the 45 round P mags. Those were pretty good. They're long as shit though.
It's funny. I got all these people telling me where I left them. Saint, call information. They'll tell you they're behind the couch.
Call the cops. They'll find it.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
I'm not saying I got a ungodly amount of guns, but I've actually like picked up a pillow or looking for something else and pick up the damn sofa cushion. Oh shit, I forgot I put that 45 there.
I wish I could do that.
Even better than that. Even better than that are like the random $20 bills that like you put on a pair of pants that you haven't worn in like since the last winter. Mm-hmm. You're like stick your hand in your back pocket and you're like, fuck yeah, lunch. Yes. $20.
My wife always finds that shit. She calls it the casualties of doing laundry.
Yeah. You think she's just hugging you, but she's frisking you. Pants off, probably.
My wife does the same thing to me, but it's kind of cool because she actually has like this jar. She has a safe in her closet, and she keeps like a jar for all the laundry money, the laundered money, so to speak. And she'll just stick everything she finds that comes out of the dryer or pants or whatever, sticks it in that jar. And like by the end of the year, there's like a cool little pile of money in there. We go do something fun with it.
That's the Vegas money we call ours.
Yeah, exactly. Just fun money.
Years ago, we took all the change to Vegas, right? Well, they had converted over to no more change. And I'm carrying like fucking buckets of quarters and shit in, to the hotel room. And they're all, we don't do this stuff anymore. They didn't even have the machines. We had to go to like the old part of the strip to like where they still had coin machines.
Yeah, I got to go to the coin star, man.
so I was fucking lugging around 100 pounds of freaking nickels and dimes and quarters. I learned my lesson.
So just tonight, I was doing a little I hate doing traffic, but when the state's paying me overtime to do it, I love it. So tonight, back to back, 2 cars I stopped in a row. First guy, I walk up and he's like, same thing, boom, hands on the wheels. He's like, just to let you know, I have a gun on my hip and there's also a gun on the passenger seat. I'm like, cool, that's fine. He's like, do you want me to get out of the car? I'm like, no, stay where you're at. Keep your hands where they're at, and you keep yours where it's at, and I'll keep mine where it's at. And at first, I thought he was going to be one of, I hate saying those people, but like, I'm a traveler going across here and there. Of course, he wouldn't even roll down the window if that was the case, but he kind of gave that vibe at first until I was cool with him, and then he like loosened way up. And then very next one, some lady went to grab for her insurance and registration in the glove box. She's reaching, and then she stops. I mean, she does like this. And I'm like, you got a gun in there? She's like, yep. She's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, well, open the glove box up really, really slow and grab your documents really, really slow and don't touch the gun. She's like, really? You don't want me to get out or anything? I'm like, no. If you're telling me it's in there, I'm not worried about it. The one I'm worried about is the one you don't tell me about. It was just, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's
a good thing that more and more people I'm running into are carrying and being
forthright.
Yeah, proactive. I mean, in PA, they don't have to tell me shit. And I even told the guy that I stopped tonight, I'm like, in PA, you don't have to say anything about having a gun or not. He's like, yeah, but I'd rather just say it just in case you actually accidentally see it or you see the bulge. And he's like, I've been stopped a couple times, and he's like, only once have I ever had an issue. And I think he said he was in Florida, and some younger officer stopped him, and he had the whole fucking platoon coming, and it was like I had a gun, and it's like, but I gave them both tickets, and they were okay with it. So.
Jerk.
Yeah, nobody got shot. That's the best part. It's a happy ending.
Yeah, that's what they were thinking. It was like, yeah, fuck, I had a gun on me. He wrote me a ticket, but he didn't shoot me. So it's like, shit, I come out good on that.
You call that a win?
It's just it just blows my fucking mind, the difference between police work where I work and like large city police work. I mean, you fucking mention the word gun at a stop, I'm guessing, in a fucking big city, your ass is out prone on the ground.
Oh, I bet.
At least that's what we see most of the time, or that's the horror stories that we hear. I mean, you don't ever hear the ones about like what just happened to me, but
yeah, I think shit's blown out of proportion. But I mean, it does happen. But I've told stories where, like, as long as I wasn't in downtown Greenville, and even my worst experience wasn't that bad, but far as even the little town I live in, they got a little huffy with me or whatever, but still nothing happened. And for the most part, every time I've encountered a police officer, it's been pleasant, or fine. I'm in downtown Greenville where they got all high and mighty, but even then they never checked my ID or asked me my name. So I mean, even though they was trying to be tough guys, there was a little, I mean, it's not New York, don't get me wrong. There was still a little bit of bullying to a point, and then they left.
How many, I mean, Blue, well, let me start with this. I live in Orange County, California, and there's roughly 4.5 million people that live here. Since the Peruta case, and some of you may or may not know about it, I'm not going to go into it, but they've relaxed the CCW regulations, and we're not a may issue or a shall issue state, we're may issue. So it's up to the discretion of the law enforcement in your local area or county to issue you a CCW. Here in Orange County, they're pretty lax now. And we went from like 600 a year. Since the Peruta case, they've been issuing, well, at least at this point, they're up around 13,000 in the last, like, I don't know, a couple of years. So they 10 times the number of issuing. And so what is it like in your vicinities, all of you guys, what do you think the numbers are per capita?
We got a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a fucking shit ton. And that's like all these wait times to get a CCW and all that stuff. Our sheriff's department, the wait time is like, I don't know, 15 minutes.
That's funny.
You pass whatever you need to pass, and boom, there's your permit.
Yeah. So here's the thing with California CCW. You submit an application, and then eventually they'll get back to you with an email that says, okay, we're going to get back to you when we tell you there's an appointment available. So that could be somewhere between 3 to 5 months. And then you go in for an interview, and they basically go over the application with you. There's a whole bunch of questions you have to answer truthfully. They ask you all the same questions over again. And then they go over your good cause. You have to have a good cause statement. So that's the may issue part. It basically explains why you feel like you need to carry a gun around with you. And then they kind of, okay, well, there's the interview. We'll get back to you. And then maybe, I don't know, at least a month later, they'll say, hey, you've been approved. Go take your training class. And you have to have training class. It's like 2 days. The law states not to exceed 16 hours. And for renewals, it's not to exceed 4 hours. And then after you do that, then they, somewhere in between there, they also do a like full background check, fingerprints, live scan. They come to your house. If you don't answer the door personally, they'll actually go to your neighbor's house and say, hey, does so-and-so actually live here? Just to make sure that you're not like in LA County, for instance, they don't issue shit. You know, it still may issue, but the sheriff has decided, no, I'm not issuing CCWs. So they want to make sure you're not from LA living here just semi-permanently. You're actually from where you say you are. After they do all that shit, then they say, go take your training. You get your training. You have a little certificate. You email it to them. And at that point, it's still another either somewhere between 2 weeks and 3 months about going in to actually get your license. So the whole process literally takes somewhere between 6 to 8 months. And then renewal is about half that time. So you have to start in advance before your shit expires.
That's messed up.
Yeah. At least I get to carry now. You know, I didn't have that opportunity till literally about 4 years ago. So I'll take what I can get, you know.
I'm looking at the local sheriff's department webpage to see if they have how many they've issued or how long the wait time is. But
I know in South Carolina, the last I heard, and I could be wrong on this, there's over 300,000 people with concealed weapons permits. It does take 90 days. I mean, if you go to the class, most of them are one-day classes. You do have to go through a class. They do a fingerprint, background check, blah, blah, blah. Then you get it. And it's good for 5 years, I think it is. And when you renew, you can do it online. You just go to South Carolina Law Enforcement Division website, pay $50. I think it's $50 still. I don't remember. But anyway, just do it online, and then in a couple of months you'll get it in the mail.
Yeah, ours only lasts 2 years. And it's, I think the first time around you have to pay for the live scan and all that crap, so it adds up. And if you count all the training, all the ammo you got to do, plus the class you got to buy and take, it's around $500 to $600 to deal with all the bullshit the first time around. And then the second time around, it's maybe a third of that, because you don't have to pay for the live scan. And the renewal classes are typically a lot less expensive because they're not as long.
Here's the requirements from the website from the sheriff's department. You must be 21 years of age or older. You must fill out an application in its entirety with current and accurate information. On the application, you must provide 2 character references, not family members. Their names, addresses, and telephone numbers. Your references will be contacted, which I don't think. Your picture is mandatory on the license to carry. The sheriff's office will take your picture with a webcam at no additional charge. Return to our office with a check, money order, or cash for $20 and your driver's license, photo ID. Your driver's license, photo ID must reflect your current address. If this is not the case, your application will not be accepted. If any of the above requirements are not completed, the application will be returned to you. And it says at the bottom, note, processing of the application may take up to 45 days. There's no way. And it may require an interview with the deputy sheriff and a basic background investigation. That's it.
That's what mine says too. The fact of the matter is, it's nothing like that. The thing is, they only issued maybe 2 licenses a day. So they only have like one investigator that works like very part-time on this at the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Now you have this lawsuit that goes through that says basically, hey, it's unconstitutional. Either you're going to allow people to A, be able to open carry, or B, if you're not going to let them open carry to protect themselves, you have to say, yes, we will issue you a CCW. Either way, you can't infringe upon the Second Amendment. So right after that legislature, or not legislature, but that court case kind of was decided, you had literally 15,000 people that instantly applied at the Orange County Sheriff's Department for a license. And there's one guy and 15,000 licenses of waiting. So they ended up hiring like 25 people to work 7 days a week. And it took them like literally 2 years to catch up. It was insane.
Yep. And who was it? Calms Prepper said something about they're moving to PA. Don't fucking move to PA. Do fucking not. These assholes, they just announced that they're pushing something through our local legislation to where now they're going to tax electric, phone, and something else. I forget what the other one is. The two big are electric and phone, to make up a $2 billion deficit that we have. And who's going to fucking pay for that? The working people. People on welfare aren't going to fucking pay for that. I mean, it's fucking stupid that we have to tax shit that should be, normal standards of living, but yet we'll put ourselves into this fucking deficit to carry Narcan and all this other shit to reverse causes of people's choices. It's like, fuck that. Quit funding this shit. I'm not going to say it. Let nature take its course. But don't fucking tax me on the stuff that I need to survive, because the state, and basically it's going fucking nationwide, to provide life-saving measures whenever, natural selection should take its toll. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, we see that a lot. Hell, that just happened in South Carolina. Not the same thing, but something similar. The public, poll after poll, story after story, the public didn't want it, but South Carolina passed a road tax. And now people are starting to see the real truth, because everybody was saying, look, they're not going to fix the fucking roads. I mean, even if they do a little bit, it doesn't matter. But they raised our gas tax 71%. They doubled the car tax when you buy a car. If you have a hybrid car, they tripled your damn yearly tax. Is yearly or first? There's a tax you have to pay, sales tax, when you buy a car, and it was limited. There was a cap on it. They doubled it on normal, tripled it on a hybrid, which is kind of stupid. Just like, okay, wait a minute. You're trying to be like, you're punishing people for having a hybrid car or electric car or whatever, because they're not buying the gas, as much gas. So we're going to have to triple your taxes. And all these people, there were a good many people that were begging for it. And then when it happened, everybody's like, well, shit, wait a minute. Because nobody really knew what was in it. They wasn't listening. They wasn't paying attention. They just like, yeah, we need to fix our roads. We need to fix our roads. And then when they finally done it, They didn't restructure the DOT, Department of Transportation. So any wasted bullshit that they're doing, any mismanagement, didn't address that whatsoever. Yes, they're mismanaging our money. Fuck it, give them more. That's what we done. And in it, there's not one thing stating they have to repair roads. The only thing that it does state is like, well, we can use this to build new roads. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, you know, some of the, you know, Greenville, Charleston, some Columbia, yeah, they might get some new roads or some newly paved roads instead of repairing roads. But the whole premise, the whole thing they've been pushing for the last couple of years is repairing roads. And then they finally passed something, raise our gas tax 71%, double our fucking sales tax. I think it even yearly tax. And it's like, yeah, but we may not fix any fucking roads anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The roads out there are terrible, man. I've driven out there a few times. The last couple of times I drove out there, something always hit my damn windshield.
That's why you drive a truck. Fuck it. Just I say do away with the damn regular paved roads for side roads. Just fucking tar and gravel all of them. I don't need a fancy fucking road. Only thing that happens when you smooth out the road, people drive like fucking idiots and they drive faster.
Yep, pretty much.
They repaved, and during all this, in the last couple of years, I've seen intersections redone and made much better. I've seen roads repaired. I've seen roads repaved. And I'm like, it's not like they're not doing anything. And then comes the end of the year, this is where the mismanagement comes, and this is government period. You'll see them repaving a dead-end road that nobody even fucking lives on because they got to spend the money so they'll get it next year. I see that constantly. I've seen it for years. Oh, let's repave it. Just like the road I live on. They repaved it several years ago. It's like, why? There's like fucking 10 people that live on this fucking road. The speed limit's 25 fucking miles an hour. Why did you repave it? There wasn't even no potholes in it. It was a tar and gravel road. They decided, oh, let's repave this road. It needs repair. No, it don't. Leave it fucking alone. Go repave something that needs it. But that's government for you.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
And I still think anybody that deals with corporations, if you work for a corporation, you can tell that's a training ground for government because they're fucking anything that makes sense. We're going to do the opposite. If this is the stupidest fucking thing to do that costs the most money in the end, this is what we're going to do. I think they're all training for government jobs.
Now, did you guys notice, at least in your local states, it's been, God, I think 5 to 8 years ago, maybe not even that long, there was a bridge collapse across a major highway. And then all of a sudden it was like the National Transit Authority or wherever the fuck started making all these regulations. And now locally you're seeing a lot of bridges being replaced or redone in some sort of way. Are you guys seeing that at all?
I saw that. When was it? About 2 years ago, there was a major thunderstorm that ran through the desert out in the middle of nowhere in California, kind of on the 10, the 10 that goes from across the country, basically. Part of that, there was a flash flood and ended up washing out one of these bridges. And ever since then, yeah, they're rebuilding the whole friggin' 10 from, my wife and I are going back and forth we have a timeshare in Sedona, Arizona, just north of Phoenix. And they're always fucking me up, with the one lane closed for like 17 miles here and there. And it's miserable. And they're perfectly decent bridges. They should be out in the desert digging holes, not fucking up traffic, making it so that the water gets reverted or at least contained before it flows under the fucking bridge,
Yeah, there's a bunch of bridges being redone out here too.
Yeah, and somebody put it in the side chat. It was up near Twin Cities, Minnesota, I think. Yeah. I think that's what I'm talking about. And then it was like right after that one, the feds came in and said, well, we need to do inspections on all bridges that were built pre whatever. And now it's just Christ. There's I live in a big area, like the part that we cover is pretty big, and we have bridges fucking everywhere. And in the last 3 years, they shut down like one of the major highways, which is Route 322. I mean, it runs from the East Coast to the West Coast, and they completely shut it down to replace a huge bridge. And while they were doing that, the one detour, I don't know who the brainiac that fucking thought this up. They started replacing that bridge the same time they were replacing the main bridge. So everybody was going down these goddamn goat paths to try to get around all this construction and detours. But I mean, that's costing that's got to be costing billions. It sucks that a bridge collapse happened, but you can't change the rules nationwide whenever we get snow, salt, ice for people that live in a desert. And the same thing for the desert where it's dry and you have flash floods. You can't change the rules for everybody. I mean, it's all a fucking moneymaker. It is, safety geared. I understand that, but the people that make the money are the ones that are making the decisions, and it's messed up.
You have to, I mean, you have to wonder. I'm not saying it happens, but I wonder, because I know it probably happens. All these huge government entities are hiring all these huge construction agencies like your Halliburtons and whatnot to build these bridges. I mean, how much kickback do they get from those companies? It's like, hey, man, if you hire us, we might be able to cut you a check at the end of the job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll underbid everybody else, make it shittier than what it was, and here's a $500,000 payout for you. I mean, they had this one bridge that they fucking redid. They listed I don't know if it's a law that they have to put the bid, this is what the bid was, and then they break it down. This is what this is for. This is what this is for. This is what this is for. They fucking put landscaping on this bridge. That was one of their listed things. Landscaping, $1.2 million. How the fuck? I mean, literally, it goes across a small creek, but it's a high ass bridge, and they $1.2 million for landscaping, which the only thing I can see that they've done is they graded the banks. They put that fucking grass seed down that they shoot it out of a cannon, and then they shoot straw or hay over top of that, and it grows 3 feet in 2 days. I don't know what the hell it is. $1.2 million. I'm like, what the fuck? That was their landscaping.
They shoot that shit everywhere around here, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It comes out that little fucking cannon green. And then there's another cannon right fucking behind it shooting straw or hay on the fucking hill. And it's
yeah.
I could have done that with one of the little, you walk around and you twist the fucking handle and it shoots the grass seed out. I would have done that for $10,000.
Yeah, I think I call it landscapers grass or something like that. Yeah, that shit grows just like poof.
Mm-hmm.
It's damn waist high in a few days.
Yeah. They fucking there's a couple parts where they got too close to the bridge to where the bridge was actually not touching anything. It was had the supports and everything, where the bank starts coming down, and whoever was on the cannon got a little bit loose with it, and it sprayed a little bit part of the bridge. There was fucking grass growing off of that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, out here when they do that shit, it's funny because they'll spend days. A great example is the toll road kind of that's right over there. And basically where I live, it's fucking sand and sagebrush. And when they grade the hill or whatever to keep it from eroding when it rains every 10 years, they'll do all the grading, and then they got to make it pretty, so they spray that shit, the green stuff, all over the side of the hill. It grows up awesome in the wintertime. Everything is beautiful and green and awesome. And then summer comes, it dies and never grows back.
Mm-hmm. I'm done working a regular job. I got to figure out how to rip off the government and make money. Oh wait, it's called welfare.
Start selling like crayons and coloring books. Check this out. This is hilarious. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it just popped into my mind. I was downstairs in our customer service department, kind of in their call center kind of place, and I was helping somebody with a computer problem, and I noticed a stack of coloring books on a desk, and I'm like, the fuck is this? And one of the girls comes over, she's one of my buddies, and she's like, okay, so check this out. We have a super stressful job. You get that. But this is what the director of the department purchased for us to bleed off stress. What she wants us to do if we have like a really upset customer is, just go ahead and hang up the phone when you're done with the call, and then just get up and walk into this room with a coloring book and just color for like 10 minutes. And she guarantees it'll work better. You fucking believe this shit? Oh my God. I was just like, are you kidding me? You're fucking kidding me with this. A coloring book is supposed to make you feel better about your job? Oh my God.
How old is this boss? Because she just evidently graduated college where they're giving out the coloring books. And
well, the sad part is this lady was the lead of a call center for the city of Riverside, which is not a small city by any stretch of the imagination. And she's like 65-ish, I would guess, maybe 70 zone. And she thinks fucking coloring books are going to boost office morale. It's like, holy shit.
Let's just be super liberal and seeing all the news stories where they're like petting ponies and brought in kitty cats for the college students, and it's like, okay, this must be what you got to do if somebody's really stressed.
I can't imagine if my boss came in. I mean, if Sultan of Shinola, if you guys don't know my boss, he's got a YouTube channel called Sultan of Shinola. If he ever came into my office with a fucking coloring book, I would throw it at him. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You're never allowed in here again.
It's like, if you really want to relieve stress, cut it down a little bit. Either put in a gun range or put in some punching bags.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Let me go hit something, shoot something, whatever. But me coloring in a color book, I just don't see that working. Because I'd be so, if I was that pissed off that I need a break, me coloring in a coloring book, I would just be getting more pissed off. But I just son of a bitch, motherfucker, son of a bitch.
I tried to let them let us put a punching bag up. They wouldn't let me do it. I tried though.
I can see TR getting all pissed off because he kept getting out of the lines. Motherfucker,
that's funny. It's funny that you say that because the chick that was explaining to it said the exact same thing. She's like, if I'm this pissed off, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep it in the lines, man. I'm going to just fucking scribble the fuck out of
it. You'll go open up their coloring books for a year-end review. You open it up, there's like fucking bullseyes painted on people's heads or like hatchets going through fucking people's bodies and stuff. I don't know. I have a guy that I work with who he just went through a house fire and everything else. It sucked, and he's way the fuck stressed out. So he comes in for court today, and we just did the qualifications on Monday, and he brought his own gun cleaning supplies and everything else. I didn't know he was going to do this. After court, he sat in the one separate room, and he fucking cleaned guns for 3 hours, not being paid for it. And I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I lost most of my house. My whole family is like pretty much stuck in one room. He's like, I needed some me time. He's like, this is kind of like, you know, meditation. I'm just sitting here cleaning guns, not worrying about nothing. He's like, this is what I fucking need. I was like, all right, man, have fun. You know, I mean, it was, but that's what he just needed something to kind of stay away from everybody, but something he enjoyed doing to like relax. And it was like, dude, do whatever you need.
I got the answer. Hire hookers. That's what companies should do. They should hire hookers.
Strippers. Bring the strippers.
Bring the strippers. Yeah, you don't even have to have sex. Just, you know, good lap dance. Yeah.
That shit's still illegal in PA.
I'm going to actually let the director of the department, I'm gonna let her know that's probably a better angle to take than to insult the intelligence of her 30 some odd employees that, you know, coloring is going to ease their minds some way or another. They want to see fucking people with big dicks. You know, most of these women, they're 95% of the friggin' department is women. So, you know, fucking get them a couple of Chippendales and a pole. Fucking let them have at it. And no, I'm not doing it. Fucking no. Don't even mention it in the comments.
At the very least, like, you know, some kind of game like the carnival whack-a-mole thing or some shit, you know, something you can just beat the shit out of something.
That shit would be broken the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, you'd have like broken mallets everywhere.
It wouldn't even last that long. Probably 5 with TR.
Oh, I get frustrated with machinery a lot. If you can't find me, go out back of the plant. I'm out there pacing the you know, trying to calm down, smoking a cigarette, drinking a Coke, just trying my best to totally forget. Matter of fact, this is something I do every day at work. Every day. And I'm not even saying I got a stressful job, but you know, it changes from day to day. I mean, I work on machinery, so it's something different every day, all day long. Is I buy the paper every day that I go to work, and I make a copy of the crossword puzzle. This is the only reason I buy the paper. I'll briefly look at the news, and I copy the damn crossword puzzle, and then on my breaks and at lunch, I do a crossword puzzle just so I can take my mind completely off work. I got to concentrate on this clue. What is this word?
You know, you can download those for free on the internet, bro, right?
Yeah, but it's just a habit. Well, see, what I do is I buy the paper. I copy this out of the sports page. Then I give the sports page to the shipping manager because he's a big sports guy. Then I get the lifestyle section out, and I give it to a lady in QA because she likes to do crosswords, and there's a different puzzle in it. You know, it's a whole process. It's got to be done. And then I'll read the editorials to see what kind of idiots I live around, and you know. I don't know. That's just my little escape from reality at work. Not, like I said, not just that bad. I just, when I go on break, I don't want to think about work. I got to take my mind off work.
Everybody's got that. I mean, Christ, even with mine. I mean, my escape is I fucking grab a cigar, fucking drive down the longest back-ass fucking dirt road that has like enough room for maybe 2 fucking cars, knowing I ain't going to see shit other than wildlife. And I just cruise that for about 30 minutes, and then everything's okay. The biggest bonus is, though, is whenever like you get to work and you have to shit, and they pay you to take a shit. That right there is what makes things worth living. I would like to tally up the time I'm on the shitter at work to see how much free time I'm actually.
Okay, so that's funny as fucking shit.
Y'all
The people.
Y'all do it.
One thing that I fucking can't stand though is people in there that don't have the goddamn courtesy to do a fucking courtesy flush. They sit in there, they fucking drop a big old loaf that's been prairie dogging the whole way to work, and then they sit there with it floating on the top of the water, reeking the whole bathroom up. And what the fuck is with that? It just sucks. I'm glad you guys let me get that off my chest. I feel better now.
They're trying to have some privacy. Like run everybody out.
I'm 5 minutes from work, so I just drive home real fast. They're still paying me for it, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I'm on salary, so I'm at home, I'm at work, doesn't matter where I poop, I'm still fucking getting ripped off.
TR, one of these nights you're going to have to do, once we get to like 45 minutes to a half hour left, just open up the chat to ask the panel anything. Almost, I don't want to say like truth or dare, but I mean, because if some people ask me, fuck you, I ain't answering that. But I think it'd be cool to see what, and I would actually tell them too, no, fuck you, I ain't answering that. But
yeah, that's true. We should probably do that. At least 30 minutes to go. And so we get a little, not necessarily off subject, but maybe something we hadn't thought about. It seems like we do start winding down around 11 o'clock, and that's when we start jumping around on different things.
Coloring books, pooping at work, yeah. All the important shit.
Who would have ever thought if they clicked on this chat, we'd start talking about pooping at work?
I guarantee I've gone from 4 weeks vacation to damn near 4 weeks and 3 days.
Only on my chat does this. Well, I shouldn't say only on my chat, but I'm just telling you, you never know what we're going to talk about on this. Sometimes it's serious for at least 75% of it, and then we wind down a little bit, and then the other nights it's just a goofball fest from hell. Cheers.
Oh,
that was brought to you by Lazuna or Lazuza, however you say that. Tequila.
I would have to say that out of everybody on the panel, the person that would like rainbow unicorns would have to be SoCal.
Yes.
He's in that kind of state.
Where else are you going to find a rainbow fucking unicorn, dude? They grow up in California. They're raised out here.
Yeah.
I think that's where they first genetically come up with them.
Yeah. Some dude from Berkeley, probably, or Stanford.
He was coloring in his coloring book, and his damn crayon slipped, and it's like, well,
yep.
How do you get a screaming woman in the trunk? Quickly.
With gloves on. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't hope people ain't looking.
I know this is mean. You talking about women in the trunk? Well, have any of you seen it? It floated around on Facebook, I know, for a good bit. It's like a almost like set back in time, maybe not. I don't know. It's like a guy and his son driving down the road. Cop pulls him over, and then he hears like somebody in the trunk, and he gets the man to open the trunk up, It's like a big old car. And anyway, the woman's all taped up, her mouth, blah, 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 you know, and he takes the tape off her mouth or the gag or whatever it is, and she's just like, and he puts it back on, and he just says like, and walks off. Lets her put her back in the trunk, and he's like putting his hand on the shoulder. You know, like, I get it, I understand. You'd have to see it, but
I remember that movie. I can't remember what it was.
it almost looked like it was out of a movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it was some like gangster movie. I want to say it was wasn't it with Al Pacino? And it was some blonde chick that was riding around with him for some reason, whatever. He ended up shooting her because she wouldn't shut up.
I don't know if this was it or not. It was just some little Facebook thing I seen that was floating around there for a little while.
Or no, it was Robert De Niro. My bad. I always get those two guys confused. Gangster guys.
I like Robert De Niro movies, but I don't like his politics for shit.
Right.
Or anybody else in Hollywood.
Yeah, they're all screwed up. They all make money off of guns, and then they all say they don't like them.
Yeah, that's it. So 15MK or 15M Kensington. It's Jackie Brown. That rings a bell. I think that's right. But I've never seen the movie. I've only seen parts of the thing. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, damn. Okay, here we go. I got something better. We hadn't showed any gun porn yet, so just in case nobody's seen any gun porn. There you go. Mossberg 1200. There you go. There's some gun porn.
You might have been gone, SoCal. I showed a CZ. Don't worry, man.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
look.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
I thought for a second there that was a shadow too. I was like, yeah, baby.
Oh, no, I ain't that
right here. A little bit of porn there.
Just so everybody feels, you know, just in case you didn't know, I mean, you know, man's always got to have a gun handy, you know.
Yeah.
This one ain't pretty to look at.
One
but
or two or three or, you know, four.
I'll one up you.
You have not fucking pulled that out in years.
Yeah, but it's been behind me the whole time.
I thought I was the only guy with a samurai sword. Right on.
This is, I mean, it's not a high dollar sword, but this ain't a flea market one either. This is $450 hand fucking beat steel. This is a real fucking blade, dual tempered and everything. I seen before I bought it, I watched videos from this company. I forget the name. I'd have to go find the shit, but I mean, they were actually like cutting the tops off 55-gallon drums with it. I mean, it chipped it up a little bit, but you know, like I said, this is what I would consider a real sword anyway.
TR, what the hell does your shirt say? I keep seeing when El Rey, and that's all I keep seeing.
It says when El Rey speaks, everybody listens.
All right. I don't think I've seen that. Is that a new one? I don't think I've seen that one.
That's off of that t-shirt site that Is Your Six Covers got.
I don't think I've seen you wear that one yet. The last one I saw was with Rick's penis logo on it or something.
Yeah, his little penis logo. He blames SoCal on that.
I told him the balls were way too big, man. made the shaft look so small.
You can't tell me that design did not come out of Farmageddon whenever he just kept yelling balls to the tip or whatever the hell.
Did I know I shared with most of you guys the other design I made for him?
I don't remember it.
All right, so let me see if I can. Where's my phone? Yeah, I know I've shared it a bunch of times. Let me go grab my phone. I'll be right back.
Your phone is right next to those mags that you put in the safe space.
Probably is. No, actually, I know exactly where my phone is. I put it in the same place every fucking day. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Rick was doing his little promo of his T-shirts, and I must have bought like $150 worth of T-shirts, and he actually called me the next day. He's like, "Dude, you didn't have to buy all them. I don't make any money off of them." I'm like, "Ain't no big deal, dude. I quit going to strip clubs. I got money to burn." I used to spend that a night on a Friday.
Is that the first time you've worn that shirt on his chat? Because I really don't remember ever seeing that.
It may be. I think I've worn it before, but you know, depending on the camera angle, you might not see it or whatever. But yeah, this one I got from Rick. Anyway, for those, because he called me one night and he's like, "I want to do one for El Rey," and we was trying to think of it. He come up with a couple of different ones. If you go to, I hope he's got it linked to his channel, but if you go to his site where you can get the T-shirts, the Is Your Six T-shirts, there's a couple of them on there with El Rey.
I hope Rick doesn't get pissed at me.
Where you go get the cancer in the nuts or whatever, you know, he come up with. We got, you know, C-Max's back and all that. That website, there's some on there.
Yeah, so actually, I don't want to take credit for all of this logo because Parlusk did come up with the basic design for this. I just kind of cleaned it up for him a little bit. So there's Rick's normal logo, right? So during the cleaning up process for it, and I added the little like rail down at the bottom, and then I added the suppressor threading. I came up with this. You like that? That's awesome right there. That's fucking art right there. I like it better than the other logo, you know? What do you guys think? That one or that one?
Well, you know, one leaves a little bit of imagination. The other one just goes ahead and says, "Yeah, that's what it looks like."
Exactly. Just quit beating around the bush and go with the actual, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Is your tip covered?
That could be a condom commercial.
Yeah, when I made that, I fucking laughed out loud for like 10 minutes. It was so hard to finish because, I don't know, it was fucking awesome. And then I took a picture of it, and then it was, yeah, fucking awesome.
I think, Rick, it was on that damn little group chat thing we got going on, a group call thing.
Yeah.
Rick was like laying, well, I don't know what he was laying. He was like laying shit on the shirts. Hey, is this better? You know, it looks longer now.
You have a message, sir.
Uh-oh, somebody's mad.
Uh-oh. It's probably Rick. Dude, go to California and shoot SoCal in the face. You can get away with it.
my damn phone. The kids are like, they're going through that part in school where they were learning about space and everything else and about the International Space Station. And there's an application on your phone to where it will alert you 5 minutes before it's about ready to fly over top of you. And you can like track it. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
All right, guys. It's been a couple hours. Anything else we need to bring up and talk about?
Hi guys. Today I'm gonna.
Yeah, if you put a video out and like the comments that you put on the video that you put out, or please subscribe to me, I want a subscriber. probably not going to subscribe to you.
That's a good call. I think I've only read about 500 of those in my YouTube career.
Sorry,
Sub my channel.
just say, I really like your video. Will you please sub me on my Instagram account? And
yeah, that's the best.
You're like, who are you? I don't even do Instagram. I don't even know what the fuck Instagram is. No.
I literally
yes,
just
I did,
put a video up and I had the same person comment 3 times. Please subscribe me. Will you please subscribe? I just put the guy.
Someone do that too. He sent me like 5 messages. Like, dude, if I didn't subscribe to you the first time, I'm probably not going to subscribe to you the 5 other times.
Those people are irritating.
I mean, there's been several. I mean, they actually have like a YouTube channel, and I go look at it, and it's kids playing in a playground or whatever, you know, some music and some whatever it is. I was just like, no, I'm not going to watch this. Why would I subscribe to you? Just because you asked me to sub to you doesn't mean I sub. Even if I did sub, I wouldn't watch your shit anyway. So what does it matter? I don't want people to sub to me just so they can say, hey, I sub to you. Sub me back.
The worst people are the ones that do that, but they, instead of actually making videos, all they do is link videos to their channel. So it's all everybody else's content. And it's great content. It's just none of it's theirs.
Because subscribers don't get you money from YouTube. Views do. So if you're not getting views, you could have 1 million damn subscribers, but if you get 20 views every video, guess what? You ain't making no money. Hell, if you getting 1,000 views a damn video, you're not making any money on YouTube.
All right. Well, since we're kind of on that, have any of you guys got like emails, like PMs on your YouTube account that says, I'm with this, not a channel, but I'm with this production company. We want you to, you know, use our production company to promote your videos. We're only going to take a small amount, blah, blah. I've never, I mean, I look at the message and I just fucking ignore it because that's probably going to take the fucking 10 cents a fucking year I make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're making pennies and they want a cut of it,
yeah,
nah, I'm good.
Yeah. They say that they can boost your earnings because they have YouTube privileges to get you better advertising people type thing. And that the fact of that is fairly true. They can get you more money, but they usually take somewhere between 25 and 35% of your earnings. So like AdSense, I think you get like 63% of $1 per month on what you make. This company comes in and takes that 68% or 63%, takes their 30%, and then gives you the rest. So you're like double fucking yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have more views, but you don't see shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't do content to get views anyway. Well, I mean, you hope you do, but I mean, I'm not trying. I know what it takes to get views on YouTube, and I'm not doing that. I just do whatever the fuck I want to do. I say whatever I want to say. I feel like doing a video today, and this is what I want to talk about, or whatever. You know, I don't do it to try to build my channel. I know what it takes to build a channel, and most people do, but I don't care. I mean, I could double my damn subscribers and double my views, and that little bit of money, it's not even beer money. I couldn't support my beer habit with what I make off YouTube, much less pay fucking rent. Some people can, and that's fine. That's great. More power to them. But
did we?
You know, like after this fiasco with the where they backed off on paying off on AdSense because of gun channels and all that, I think it's been like whenever that started, I finally got another check from YouTube.
Mm.
So whatever, 3, 4 months, 5 months, how long it's been. And it's like, oh, that's cool.
My kids, they watch this. Fucking God, it annoys the shit out of me. It's a channel like fun, family fun, something. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I was like, they've been watching them for years. And I noticed that whenever they started out, it was like they were in an apartment, and they got a nicer house, and they got a nicer house. Now they're in a fucking mansion. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna Google search this channel, and I want to see what their net worth is. $15 million off of YouTube over years. They clear $5 million a year on YouTube. And I want to punch the guy in the face that makes the videos, because he's annoying and his kids are little fucking brats. But all these people keep fucking giving them money, giving them products, and they make all these videos, and little kids like to watch that shit. And it's little kid friendly. I mean, there's no swearing, it's just, it just annoys the fuck out of me. It's like, wow, you've made that much money off of YouTube. How in the fuck? But it's little kids.
I know what channel you're talking about, because I watch it all the time. No, just kidding. It's like a toy review channel, right?
FGTV, something like that.
Yeah, they get like Barbie dolls and friggin' Disney toys and shit like that, and they just do stupid shit with them, and then
they'll fill up their goddamn bathtub with globies or whatever the fuck, those little round things you throw in, and it sucks up the water, and the kids will make a fucking mess out of this entire bathroom, and they're like 5.7 million views in like 3 days. It's like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, so here I have a buddy, a really close friend of mine, back when I was doing food videos, and this guy made, you guys know what meat glue is. Everybody's heard of meat glue. It's a real thing. It's like this enzyme that eats protein and fuses it together, and he fabricated I guess that's the right word, fabricated. He made a fake ribeye roast using meat glue and like some really like not very tasty kind of meat, like chuck and some like crappy sirloin and shit like that, and like made this friggin' roast. And his video actually got posted on all these blogs. Glenn Beck picked it up for the meat glue effect thing. That thing got like 2 million views in the course of a week. And just knowing the guy, we were like going through this, watching the views together. And of those from that 2 million views, and put this into perspective on like Jenna Marble's channel or any of the huge YouTubers that get like 500 million views a year or more, billion views a year, just 2 million views made him about $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's make bank.
He's about ready to retire, isn't he?
For $3,500, maybe not. I don't know. But I mean,
that's
like,
the thing. I think a lot of people. I've seen a lot of channels come and go. They come in very enthusiastic and don't realize. I mean, yeah, there's some people that fucking make a lot of money on YouTube, but if you're into prepping, gun reviews, blah blah blah, you're not, more than likely you're not going to make a living off YouTube. You got to do stupid shit constantly, and then you might make a living off YouTube. And I just, if my channel ain't fucking stupid enough for you, I can't go any further. Anyway, let's wrap this up. It is late. We got to go. Way over 2 hours, or a few minutes after 2 hours. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. But just for anybody that knows out there or didn't know, if you want to make a living off YouTube, you're in the wrong circle. You need to go do stupid shit. Go bang your head up against a wall for 45 minutes and make a video about it. You'll probably do better. Just say it.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll let y'all do an outro, and I'm going to start with Blue. Would you like to do an outro?
Well, I just made the Go Gauge Tactical follower that I put in the Winchester public, and it turned out, I always try to make a short video whenever I'm doing shit like that, and it turned out to be a 10-minute fucking video, but it's informative, I guess, if you have it at a Winchester, but other than that, it's not. But great product. I just put it up. Check it out, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.
All right. The Crazy Scotsman. Go ahead, man.
All right, TR, appreciate you having me on again. Guys, just all I gotta say, man, is just a quick shout out for C-Max, guys. Check that out. Check my videos out. Check out the playlist. If you haven't donated, please jump in and donate.
Yep. For anybody that don't know, yeah, definitely look up the Crazy Scotsman and check out that whole thing. There's a lot of people on YouTube that's stepping forward and giving away more for the pot, you know, to give away. And they're still coming. So that's great that everybody's you may not make money off YouTube, but it is a great community and you'll make great friendships. And if you get lucky every once in a while, I know me and Blue and SoCal have had the honor of getting together and meeting each other. It is a awesome community. You know, we don't do this shit for the money. We do this because it's fun to do. And in the meantime, we've been able to make great friendships and help some people in a really good causes. I've seen it many times here, and I'm super pumped about being part of this community. It's been really good for me, and hopefully we've helped some people, and everybody's comfortable around everybody. And I don't know how to wrap it up. I don't know, but anyway, as I stumble through that, SoCal, would you like to do an outro?
Yes, exactly. Community. And actually, the Scotsman honestly is doing an awesome thing. He's holding that giveaway, the raffle, I guess, more to the point. And I just want to say thank you for doing that. C-Max is awesome. And it's great to see people come together like that. And also on that same note, I'm an asshole because I lost your phone number. You gave it to me, but I know I sent you mine. Would you do me a favor and text me so I have your phone number?
Got you right here, buddy.
All right, cool. And yeah, thanks for having me on, TR. Blue and Scotsman and everybody out in the side chat. This was a lot of fun. I like not having a topic to follow. It's just, we go from reloading to pooping at work to coloring books to bridge construction, you name it. We covered that shit. We rocked it. So thanks for having me on, TR. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if we all have attention deficit disorder or something like that, because we can fucking jump from subject to subject in a heartbeat and never miss a beat. But anyway, thanks guys for coming on. Thanks everybody out there in the comment section for joining. If I didn't mention your name, sorry. I think I got everybody covered, but I know I just seemed like wing it. Tracy, I'm sorry I missed you. If you said something earlier, I just missed it. Sorry about that. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming by, and we'll see you Sunday night. Later.